Hello everyone and welcome to this week's YouTube video. My name is Alfred Mugo and last week it was my birthday. I turned 23 years old last week. February 24th, 1998 was when I was born. And as I begin my Jordan year, there's a few things I have learned in my short time here on Earth that I believe to be true and that I want to share with all of you today. Every year, as I sit in bed the night of my birthday, I reflect. I reflect on what I've accomplished. I reflect on what I could have done. I reflect on my failures, but also my great successes. And in these moments, I try to think deeply and objectively and critically about whether my actions have mapped to my ambition. Over time, there are a few things that I've found to be true. Number one, you will never have more time. Well, that's kind of a hard pill to swallow. It's the truth. It's the truth. As we move throughout our lives, they only become more and more full. We have more responsibility. We have more work. We have more to think about. And for many of us, we don't really have a choice. Well, all this is true. The differentiator here is, and it's immensely difficult, learning to make time. Learning to create 15 minutes to read that book. Pushing to get that leave off work. Taking that 5-minute call to talk to your parents. You see, we prioritize what is important to us. And whether you like it or not, how you spend the time is an indication of what you value. And that is very welcomed news for some, but at the other end is very, very distressing news for others. And part of life is trying to strike that balance. Number two, nothing is as complicated as you think. And this one has also been very, very difficult for me because I like to be proactive. I love to be productive. I try to be focused and be targeted with my time, just as many of you as well. But in that drive for productivity and in that drive for focus, there's times I just realize that I just don't want to do that thing. I just don't want to follow through. And that is a choice, again, that I am making right now. Well, this is totally okay. Like I explained in one of my favorite videos, changing your mind is a strength. It begs the question, why did I stop? What is scaring me? Many times, the answer I've come to is that it's just not as important as I think it is. Because if I really wanted it, I would push and push and push and compromise and adjust and be relentless. Everything from learning how to code, which I tried to do and just did not enjoy one bit, to kinesthetics, which seemed cool, but I just did not care enough about. All of that is not complicated. You see, the only question here is, do you want it? Do you want it? And if you do, if the answer is yes, then in that case, are you willing to make that sacrifice? Because for many of us, that effort will be immense, but it will also be worth it. Number three, give yourself enough credit. And I am so guilty of this. Enough with the negative self-talk. That corrosive, unconstructive voice in your head that is constantly tearing you down and not pulling you up. And I know I'm the hardest on myself. I judge myself. I almost never believe I am doing enough, and I'm sure other people feel the same degree of what I feel as well. We hold ourselves to such a high standard and we cannot see anything else. When I committed to being self-aware and conscious of my thoughts, I became so much happier. Negative self-talk degrades without regrading. It sows without planting. It is a scolding without purpose. It's hard, but you must work away from it. And number four, the last one, is that you can learn anything from anyone. From every negative or positive experience in your life, you will always learn something. There's always value in that experience. That something could be external. Maybe you completely disagree with that person and will never ever follow that path. Or it could be that someone's attitude and method of communication was admirable. On the flip side, you could learn something internally about yourself. Maybe you reflect on what someone said and you realize something similar has occurred in your life. Regardless, when you approach the world with this mindset, conversations become easy. Disagreements become opportunities to grow your perspective. And small talk becomes a job opportunity. And I know, it's always easier said than done. That's the theme of this video. It's easier said than done. But I'm telling you, if you have an open mind, if you listen first, if you think first before you speak, before you interact with someone, I'm telling you, that will be a game changer in your relationships. That will be a game changer in your work, in how you communicate. And those things are the bedrock of what make life so meaningful. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the few things I know to be true in my life, in my context, and in my perspective. And maybe they're true for you as well. Please let me know down in the comments as always. But once again, thank you so much for watching this week's YouTube video. Like, subscribe if you have not yet. And as always, remember that every single day is a miracle. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.